Are you gearing up for a React interview? Look no further. Dive into this immersive video experience designed to simulate a face-to-face interview process, mirroring the real-world scenario. Whether you're a seasoned developer or just starting your React journey, this video is your go-to resource for honing your interview skills. Let's elevate your React interview preparation together. In this video, you'll actively engage in React interview preparation, respond to questions by formulating answers on the spot or writing them down, and then compare your answers against the model answers presented in video slides. This hands-on approach is a proven confidence booster for your upcoming React interviews. To enhance your understanding, each question delves into a pair of opposing concepts. By comparing and contrasting, you'll grasp two crucial aspects simultaneously, and that will clear your concept. After each question, there is a 5-second pause. Use this time to think and formulate your answer. Hit pause if you need a bit more thinking time. The answers, complete with examples, will be revealed after the pause, allowing you to evaluate, adjust, and refine your approach. Question 1. What is React? Let me remind you again that after each question you will get a 5-second pause to think about the answer. If you need more time, just pause the video. A 5-second pause starts now. React can be used to build web, mobile, and desktop applications, making it a versatile framework for cross-platform development. Question 2. What is the difference between ReactJS and React Native? A 5-second pause starts now. ReactJS is used to build single-page applications or web applications. You can use HTML tags like h1, p, div, etc. to build UI. While React Native is used to build cross-platform mobile applications using JavaScript, it provides inbuilt native components like view, image, text, etc. to build UI components. Question 3. What is the difference between class component and functional component? A 5-second pause starts now. A class component requires you to extend from React.component and create a render function which returns a React element. You can use a constructor to initialize component state, while a functional component is just a plain JavaScript function which accepts props as an argument and returns a React element. You can use useState hooks to handle component state. Question 4. What is the difference between state and props in React? State is managed within the component. It starts with a default value when the component mounts. State is mutable and can be updated using the setState function. While props get passed data from a parent to child component, it is immutable and cannot be changed within a component. Question 5. What are controlled and uncontrolled components in React? A controlled component is a component that is controlled by React state. In a controlled component, you can easily perform instant field validation and form data as handled by React component. While an uncontrolled component is a component that maintains its own internal state. In an uncontrolled component, field validation is not an easy task and form data is handled by DOM itself. Question 6. What are the differences between useMemo and useCallback in React? UseMemo is used to memoize values, which means it remembers the result of an expensive computation so that it doesn't need to be recalculated every time the component renders. While useCallback is used to memoize functions, ensuring that the same function instance is retained across renders unless its dependencies change. Question 7. What is the difference between PureComponent and regular component? Pure components are components that come with a built-in mechanism to prevent unnecessary re-renders. They perform a shallow comparison of their previous and current props and state to determine whether a re-render is necessary. While regular components in React, often referred to as functional components or class components, re-render whenever their parent component or they themselves receive new props or their state changes, regardless of whether the new props or state are different from the previous ones. Question 8. What are the differences between React's ref and forwardRef? Ref is a property that allows you to access the underlying DOM node or React element created by a component. While forwardRef is a function that creates a React component that can pass its ref to its child component. Question 9. What is the difference between setTimeout and setInterval? SetTimeout is used to execute a function once after a specified delay, while setInterval is used to repeatedly execute a function at a specified interval. Question 10. What is the difference between setInterval and setImmediate? A 5-second pause starts now. SetInterval is used to repeatedly execute a function at a specified interval, while setImmediate is used to execute a function asynchronously after the current event loop iteration. Question 11. What is the difference between JS, JSX and TSX? JS files contain JavaScript code without any specific JSX or TypeScript syntax. .jsx files are JavaScript files that contain JSX syntax, allowing for the easy creation of React components. .tsx files are TypeScript files that contain JSX syntax and allow for static type checking in addition to JSX, making them suitable for writing React components with type safety. Question 12. What is the difference between Redux action, reducers and store? Actions are payloads of information that describe an intention to change the state. They are plain JavaScript objects with a type property that specifies the type of action to be performed and optional payload data. Reducers specify how the application's state changes in response to actions. They are pure functions that take the current state and an action, and return the new state. Store holds the application's state. It is created by passing the root reducer function to the createStore or configureStore function provided by Redux. Question 13. How does Redux differ from the context API in React? Redux is used for global state management, especially in large applications with complex state requirements. It comes with more features like middleware support and time travel debugging, but it may introduce more boilerplate code. While Context API is used when managing local state or when sharing state among components in a specific subtree, it is simpler and more lightweight, making it a good choice for smaller applications or when global state management is not necessary. Question 14. How does React.memo differ from PureComponent in React? React.memo is a higher-order component that memoizes as a functional component, preventing it from re-rendering if its props have not changed. While pure components are components that come with a built-in mechanism to prevent unnecessary re-renders, they perform a shallow comparison of their previous and current props and state to determine whether a re-render is necessary. Question 15. What are the differences between React hooks and higher-order components? Hooks are suitable for managing local component state, and designed for functional components. It can lead to cleaner and more readable code by allowing logic to be organized based on its purpose. While HOCs are functions that take a component and return a new component with enhanced features, HOCs are traditionally associated with class components. Question 16. Explain the difference between imperative and declarative programming in the context of React. Imperative programming focuses on describing the step-by-step process of achieving a result. It explicitly specifies the sequence of operations to achieve a desired outcome. While declarative programming focuses on describing what result is desired, rather than how to achieve it, developers declare the desired state or outcome, and the underlying system takes care of the implementation details. Question 17. How does React.lazy differ from using dynamic imports for code splitting in React applications? React.lazy is a React-specific method for code splitting. It is used to load a component lazily as a separate chunk. While dynamic imports using import is a standard ECMAScript feature, not specific to React, it is used to dynamically load any JavaScript module. Question 18. How does React.Fragment differ from using divs in React components? Using divs results in an additional div element in the DOM. It may affect styling and layout due to the addition of an extra container. While using React.Fragment does not introduce an extra DOM element. It does not contribute any additional styling or layout. Question 19. What is the difference between shadow DOM and virtual DOM? Shadow DOM is focused on encapsulating the styling and behavior of a component. It provides encapsulation by creating scoped and isolated environments for components. Shadow DOM is a native browser feature, while virtual DOM is focused on optimizing the performance of updates to the actual DOM. It minimizes direct manipulations of the actual DOM to improve the efficiency of updates. Virtual DOM is a concept implemented by libraries like React. Question 20. What is the difference between createElement and cloneElement? The createElement function is used to create a new React element. It takes 3 arguments: the type of the element, optional properties for the element, and any number of additional child elements. While the cloneElement function is used to clone a React element and optionally modify its properties. It takes an existing element as its first argument and an object containing the new properties as its second argument. Question 21. How does server-side rendering differ from client-side rendering in React? In server-side rendering, the server renders the React components on the server and sends the HTML content to the browser. SSR provides faster initial page load times as the HTML is already rendered on the server. SSR is generally better for SEO, as search engines can easily crawl and index the fully rendered HTML content. While in client-side rendering, the browser downloads a minimal HTML page and renders the React components on the client side using JavaScript. CSR might result in slower initial load times, especially for larger apps, as it requires the download and execution of JavaScript before rendering. CSR might require additional steps to ensure good SEO. Question 22. What are the differences between shallow rendering and full rendering in React testing? Shallow rendering is a technique where only the component being tested is rendered, and its children are not fully rendered. Execution is faster compared to full rendering since it doesn't render child components. In React testing, libraries like Enzyme provide a shallow method for shallow rendering. While full rendering involves rendering the entire component tree, including all of its children, it provides a more realistic environment for testing. In React testing, libraries like Enzyme provide a mount method for shallow rendering. As we reach the end of the video, your feedback means the world to us. If you enjoyed our content, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support fuels our passion for creating valuable content. Thanks for watching.